Hi everybody and welcome along. My name is Shad and I'm going to be taking you through a nice functional flow today. Let's just go ahead and get straight on into it. You're going to meet at the very back of your mat with your two big toes to touch, knees out nice and wide, sink the hips down, snuggle them in towards the heels and stretch your arms out long for child's pose. Let the forehead come to rest down onto your mat, or maybe you're just on the floor at home, wherever you are. Make this space yours, just carving out a little bit of time to really honor your body, reconnect back in with the breath, and let go of some of the tension that might be swirling around in the mind. Let's start here with a full breath in. Fill the belly as you inhale. And a long breath out as you exhale. Pull the belly button into spine. Again, just inhaling. Long breath out. When you're ready, gently lift the gaze to look forward. Rise all the way up into a tabletop position and find yourself on all fours. We're going to drop the belly. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, moving into your cat-cow. Exhale, big tuck, rinse around, push the floor away. And let's flow through here. Drop the belly. If you want a little bit extra, you can tuck your toes, get that added stretch through the backs of the feet. Exhale to push and start to really take any movements that feel right for you here. You might be into swaying the hips side to side. Maybe the neck is a little bit tight for you. See what's going on in the body. It's always good to just investigate and see how you're actually feeling. Finding one more round here as you inhale. Nice long exhale all the way back. Tuck the toes, lift up into downwards facing dog, and just take your time. You might want to adjust where you're at on the mat. Spread the fingers out nice and wide. Feet are hip width distance apart. Gently pedaling out through your heels. Gaze is onto your two big toes. Finding your breath here. Fully in. Fully out, downwards facing dog. When you're ready, lift up onto the tippy toes, gently walk the feet all the way up to the top of the mat, and we're going to keep them hip width apart. Interlace the fingers around the back of the head, just kind of grabbing onto the nape of the neck there, tucking the chin, bend the knees as much as you need. Deep breath in, long breath out. Try to lengthen your spine a little bit more. One more inhale. Nice long exhale. Release the hands onto the floor. Take a halfway lift to inhale and lengthen the spine. Exhale, deep fold. And again, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. One more time, inhale, lengthen. Stay for your out breath. Take the right hand to the center of the mat. You might want to bend your right knee. Peel your left arm up nice and tall, inhaling. And exhaling to twist, maybe add a bind if you have the space. You can bend your right knee, try to keep the left leg straight if you can. Can always come up onto fingertips or use a block if you want to. We're going to swap to the other side, so just revolving all the way down. Bend the left knee if you need. Stretch up through the right arm. Can always come up towards the fingertips. Working here, taking your bind back, opening up, rinsing out. Full round of breath and then just releasing, come all the way back down. Tuck the chin, push into your heels, and like a wave, begin to float all the way back up. Take your time with it. Let's join the two big toes to touch and interlace the fingers as you stretch the arms up nice and tall. Squeeze the glutes, stretch over to the right side. Find a side body bend here. And then coming over to the other side. Rinsing out through side body. Nice work. We're going to take a little back bend, squeeze the glutes, open the chest to the ceiling, begin to lean back, and then forward fold, coming all the way down. Deep fold, tuck the chin. Halfway lift, lengthen. Two hands down, step back, find your way to high plank. Dropping onto your knees, point the toes back behind you. Core is active. Let's lower the chest down to the floor. Roll your shoulders back. Inhale for baby cobra. Point the elbows back behind you. Exhale to lower. Let's go again. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. One more time, lift up. Can you come up onto your fingertips this time? Really press the fingers down into the floor, pull your elbows back towards one another, point the toes back and find a nice big smile here. And then when you're ready, we're gonna push into upwards facing dog. So see if you can float the thighs. If you can't, that's okay. Pull the shoulders back away from the ears. When you're ready, meet back into downwards facing dog. Deep breath in, long breath out. Right leg is going to lift up to the sky. Inhale, stack the hips, take the gaze up and underneath the right armpit. Take a nice big circle here through this right knee. Try to isolate the movement and then step the foot all the way through to find crescent lunge. So just lifting yourself up. When you're ready, nice big stretch through the arms, deep breath in. Peel open for your warrior two. Nice work. Flip to reverse, lift the arm all the way up, right arm, and then come to extended side angle. Elbow is to the knee, left arm is nice and long towards the front there. Breathing here, create the space, opening that left hip. Take a bind as you wrap the top arm back. Find one more breath here, inhale. We're going to stretch this front right arm out long. Use a little bit of strength here. Activate that right leg. Nice work. When you're ready, release. Take the left hand down onto the mat. Pivot high on the back toes and stretch your right arm up towards the ceiling. You can always walk that right foot over a bit. Give yourself some space. One more breath here. When you're ready, releasing down onto the mat, we're going to come back into three-legged dog. So you're going to be lifting your right leg up to the sky. Shift yourself forward into high plank, but keep this back leg elevated up, lower down. Upwards facing inhale, downwards facing dog. Nice work. Let's go for the other side. Left leg lifts. Stack the hips, take a time here, just feel into it. Maybe you find that nice big circle movement, doing great. One more breath. And then when you're ready, coming all the way through, step the foot. Land, nice and stable, lift up. Peel open for warrior two. Flip to reverse inhale. Come to extended side angle. Elbow is to knee to start. Stretch the right arm nice and long. Find your breath here. One more. Binding back. When you're ready, push into the back heel. Lengthen that left arm long to the front. Find a nice big smile across your face. And then release. Right hand comes down onto the mat. Walk that left foot over a little bit. Let's take a twist here. Lift up, lengthen. Pushing into the right hand. Nice work. When you're ready, squaring off through the chest and setting yourself up for three-legged dog. So you're lifting this left leg all the way up, shifting forward to find high plank, lower down, up dog, inhale, downwards facing dog, lift the hips. Beautiful work. Mindfully take the hands all the way back to your feet. Grab a hold of two big toes. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Deep fold. Breathing here. 3 rounds. Halfway lift lengthens the spine. Slot the hands underneath. Inhale to look forward. Exhale to bow. Deep fold. 3 more breaths. Use this as your rest. We're going to do one more round of that on each side, what we've just done. So when you're ready, unravel all the way up to standing. We're going to unravel all the way up to standing, push into the heels, and then sweep the arms all the way up. Like a wave, you're just going to let your body float all the way down. Hinge at the hips, coming down, deep fold. Beautiful work. Tuck the chin. Half lift, inhale. Walk the hands out for high plank, flow through VinYasa, high to low, upwards facing, opens the chest with a smile, downwards facing dog, lifts the hips, right leg picks up, inhale, stack the hips, find that circle here as you peel open through the right hip. Step the foot through for crescent lunge. Been here before already today. Lift up nice and strong. Peel open for warrior two. If your hair's crazy, you know you're doing a good job. Flip the front palm, lift up, come all the way through to extended side angle. Open up the side of the body. Let's take that bind and then stretch the right arm long towards the front. Find a smile, release, come on down. Left hand is to the mat. Peel the right arm up high. If you want to add a little bit more here, go back and pick up your back foot. Find the breath. One more here. Release. Step back. Find your way into three-legged dog. Lifting up. This time we're going to stack the hips. Come all the way over for flip dog. Land on the ball of the foot. Stretch the right arm long. Give a little wave. And then all the way back. Keep that right leg elevated. Stretch it back long. Lower down. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upwards facing dog. Inhale. Downwards facing dog. Exhale. We are nearly there. Left leg lifts up. Inhale, tall. Stack the hips. Find that nice big circle. Just moving into it. Stepping the foot through. Planting it down. Lifting yourself all the way up. Warrior two. Flip to reverse. Inhale. Extended side angle, stretch nice and long. Bind it back. Take the left arm long, find that little smile here, and then releasing down onto the mat. Walking the left foot over, left arm lifts, drop the back knee. If you took the variation on the other side, find a smile. Let out a nice long exhale. Maybe you sink a little deeper into those hips, pull that foot in. And then from here, releasing, we're going to come back, split dog. So remember, we're working into our three-legged dog because we're going to go all the way over and stack the hips. So we're going rotation and then dropping the foot. Breathe. One more. When you come back, keep this left leg elevated. So all the way back, kick. Lower down. Up dog. Down dog. Nice work. Let's walk the hands all the way back to the feet once again. Halfway lift. We're going to sit down into a low squat. You're welcome to take the toes out wide. Just see how you're going here. If ankle mobility isn't great, then sometimes it's a bit of a hard time to get the ankles down. So you might be working up here. That's fine. We're working on opening. Everything is a process, so just be in your process wherever that might be. Find one more breath. Take the hands down onto the floor. Spread the fingers out wide. Let's look at a Budokunasana here. Slot the knees onto the back of the triceps. Begin to lean forward and look forward. Find your balance. Pull the core in. One more breath. Gently lowering back down onto the floor. Low squat. Sinking into it. Nice work. You're doing a good job. If you have more space, if you're feeling a bit stuck, just work there where you are. If you have more space, then what you're going to do is bring your right hand down, snuggle in towards that shoulder, stretch the left arm up, bind and wrap back. You might get a few little clicks in the shoulder. That's opening. And then when you're ready, coming back into center, move to the other side. If your heels are not on the ground, I'm going to say just work there where you are, one step at a time. And release. Come on back into center. You'll be at the back of your mat somewhere, so I'm just going to copy you. And then from here, we're going to walk the hands all the way back out and find yourself to a high plank position. Deep breath in. Let's lower down for a 5 count. 5, 4, you can do it on your knees. 3, 2, 1. Amazing. Okay, so we're going to go back and take a hold of the feet here. Grab a hold of the outer edges of those ankles. Bring your chin down onto the floor. And maybe this is already a lot, so you might just want to hang out here. Take a breather. If you want a little bit more deep breath in, you're going to lift, kick, up. Good, lift the chest, kick the feet up to the ceiling, lift the gaze, deep breath in, long breath out, 2 more, 1, Feel that energy in your toes and then slowly lower down. Nice work. Take your hands down to 3 and 9. You can be on your fingertips or flat on the hands. Chin to the floor. Inhale, lift up, straighten out through the arms if you can. Begin to drop the chin back. Shoulders pull away from the ears, breathing here. Slowly lower back to earth. Let's try one more time, bow pose. Go back, take a hold of the ankles, chin is to earth. Deep breath in. Use your exhale, lift up. And coming down, so good. Okay, release. Take the hands underneath your shoulders, point your toes, pull the elbows back away from the ears, and then let's move to upwards facing dog. Deep breath in to push. Meeting back, downwards facing dog. Amazing. So from here, just walking your hands back to your feet mindfully. Take the hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Head is heavy. Breathing. Try to let the shoulders be soft and open. If you're kind of struggling with the shoulder mobility space here, hold onto your elbows. Just let yourself rest. Let the spine take a little breather after that back bend. One more full breath in. Long breath out. When you're ready, gently looking forward, walk the hands back out into a downwards facing dog position. And you're going to step or jump through into seated. Still working on that one. Meet with your legs out long in front of you. Find the sit bones underneath you. Pull the shoulders down the back. Deep breath in. When you're ready, just tucking your chin, Dandasana. Nothing fancy, just coming back down to earth. Dandasana is one of my favorite yoga poses. I love the simplicity of it. Feeling into the hips, the sit bones, taking one more breath here. And just really reconnecting with the breath. If you need to, bend your knees, inhale, lengthen, forward fold. So if you need to bend the knees because the hamstrings are a little bit tight on space, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, work towards a bind. Try to get belly and thighs touching. Otherwise, scoop underneath the knees with the elbows. Find your breath fully in, fully out. One more. Inhale. Sigh it out. Amazing. Coming all the way back up. Gently, we're going to lean back into boat pose. So lifting up through the shins, get them nice and parallel there. A little bit of core work because why not? So good for you. Okay, pull the shoulders back, lift the gaze up. Take a nice deep breath in. Stay for out breath. 2 more. Keep the shins parallel, don't let them dip down. If you want a little bit more, straighten your legs out. Oh, yes. And then when you're ready, come down. You're going to cross your legs over. Push to lift the hips. Let's go back. Let's do 2 more rounds. Why not? 3 breaths only. Lift the gaze. Trying to make that kind of V shape. If you're straightening the legs out, go for it. We love to see it. If you're not, nourish the body. Be kind. Come down. Cross the legs the weird way. Lift the hips. Last one. Lifting up. Find a little bit more energy there maybe. 3rd round. And crossing over. Nice work. Lift the hips up. And then releasing back down. So from here, we are going to take Budokunasana with the legs. So just turning, I'll turn to face you. Take your feet together. Draw the knees out wide. Inhale to lift up the chest, and then exhale to begin to fold down, coming all the way down, gently bowing your chin to your chest. Find your breath here. If you have the space, you can walk your hands out in front of you, but if you feel like it's a little bit tricky, you can stay holding onto the feet and just work into the space that you have. Maybe press the elbows in towards the calves just to open the legs out a little bit wider. 3 more breaths here. You're doing amazing. We are nearly there today. Coming all the way back up into seated, just gently crossing your legs over. You can cross them however you like. I always like kind of a half lotus variation, but you can do whatever you want. So from here, let's take a twist. Take your right hand over to your left knee. Take your left hand back, breathing. If you do have space, you might take a bind. So you might just wrap this hand all the way around and towards the hip, maybe to the big toe if you're in half lotus. Otherwise, holding the hip or hand on the ground is fine. Let's find one more breath here. Release, come on back, nice work. If you want to swap the layer of the legs, go ahead and do that. Balance is good. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist, rinsing and wrapping back, and then maybe adding your bind in. See how you feel today. One more breath here. I lie, 2 more breaths here. And then coming all the way back into center. Nice work. We are going to lie down, doing amazing. Last little bit. Let's open up those hips, get the glutes nice and free. Releasing down onto the mat. Just gently pull the knees into the chest a couple of times. Feel the lower back press to earth. And then we're going to hook this right foot over top of left knee, reclined pigeon pose. Interlace the fingers either on top of your left knee or just slot them in between on that back of that thigh there. Make sure your hand is going through that triangle between the inner thighs, not wrapping around, okay? Creating a nice little sensation, working into this right hip. Close the eyes. You might feel free to just take a little bit of movement here, so you can add in a bit of a rock side to side. Explore pulling this left knee in towards the chest and pressing the right knee away from the body. Path of resistance, breathing into any sensation that you unlock, inviting some space. Release, come on down, and just swapping out onto the other side, doing amazing. If you've made it this far, this is the last part. I promise you've done so well today. Take some time to just feel into this left hip. Maybe you sway side to side, maybe you're drawing in. Maybe you're really just in the resting stage of your practice today, which is absolutely fine. One more full breath in. A long breath out. Release. Nice. Alrighty, so we're just going to take the feet together, drop the knees out wide for a moment. Let yourself rest here. If you have got the space, take the arms back behind you. If it's too much, you can let your hands rest down beside you. We're going to do a little bit of breath. Take a full breath in. Sigh it out. Stretch the legs out nice and long. Come to lay all the way on your back. Let the hands come down beside you for Shavasana. Take a deep breath in. Full breath out. Feel free to stay here for as long as you like. Soak in the stillness that you've created. The slowness of the breath. You're welcome to stay here in Shavasana, just resting as long as you want, and I definitely encourage it. If you are finishing up your practice with me, then slowly let's come up into a seated position. Just find yourself with your legs crossed, however is comfortable for you. Hands can come down onto the knees or the thighs. Tune in with the breath, draw the hands to heart center. Full inhale. Sighing it out. Bowing your chin to your chest. Together we say Namaste. Thank you guys so much for choosing to tune in and practice with me. I know that you could be practicing with a lot of different teachers right now, and the fact that you've chosen to spend your time with me is really special. I really appreciate it. I hope you had an amazing practice. If you do want to stay in touch, make sure that you check out the show notes on ways that you can work with me one-on-one. That is what I do and what I specialize in, and I would absolutely love to hear from you if you resonate with my style of yoga and my style of sharing. Have an amazing day, and I will see you guys next time.